Good morning, Facebook fam. How y'all doing out there? It's actually getting a little breezy out here. I would have just had the little sports bra on, but I got to cover up this morning. But I just had a little conversation with my Uber driver yesterday, actually. And it was so funny because, you know my thing. I be waiting to see who they about to give me, child. So they had a person en route. I saw it was a woman. I was like, okay. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not sexist. I do like men to drive. I kind of like their energy. But it was a woman, and I was like, oh, Lord, is it a white girl? Because I'm going to cancel this shit. But anyway, it was a black woman. She showed up. Sister girl, I got in the car. I was like, hey, good morning. How you doing? I was just so happy to see it was a black woman. So we got to talking, and it was incredible because immediately, you know, we started talking about signs. I was like, well, how you doing? You know, I like your energy. What's your birthday? She was like, wait a minute, I'm going to guess yours. So I'm telling you, when I tell you this lady broke it down. Well, first, I went through process of elimination and kind of guessed her birthday. So she ended up being like a late September Libra. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she told me, she was like, yeah, I got a Venus in this, I got a moon in this. And she knew her whole natal chart. So I was like, oh, this is going to be a really, really, really good ride. I couldn't wait, you know. So I was like, okay, you got to guess mine. So she guessed she said, okay, well, I'm sensing, you know, you're very sensitive. And she was like, okay, that's water. And I'm like, ooh, girl, you good with this? So it came out with my sign was, you know, Sag with a Pisces moon. She was right on the money, though. She had nailed it down. And I told her I had a Virgo rising, and that's what that earthiness she felt, because she said you feel very grounded. That's what she said. I said, yep, you felt that. And she said, also, what's in your Venus? I said, my Venus is in Capricorn. She said, that's where you grounded. I said, ooh, girl, you know this. So anyway, she got to talking, and she's a single mother of, you know, 4 kids, and she was talking about how she practiced EFA. So I really got excited, like, wow. But she kept, I noticed she got into her love life. And she was talking about, yeah, you know, I used to practice OBI, which OBI is Vodun in Jamaica. Okay, so that's the best way I can put that. But she was practicing OBI with one of her former lovers, and she said he had a root on her and all this different type of stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. And she was like, you know, I don't even want to be with him. I don't really like how I feel and this and that. And I'm just like, well, girl, you know. And she's like, I need a job. I need to figure this stuff out. And I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go with this shit. And she was like, you know, and I feel like, you know, what I want to do is, she just knew everything about spirituality, and she was so hotep and this and that and the third. And I said, hold up, sis. I said, now you know how this is gonna go, right? She described so much shit with her and this man. I mean, it was crazy. I was just like, wow. And the one she dealing with now, she's stressed out. She can't halfway pay her bills. I'm talking about Uber drivers. They really will give it to you. You know, these days, honey, it's real out here, but you have to have compassion for people. So I'm thinking, I said, sis, you know how this gonna go. I said, you're not gonna have your happily ever after in love. I said, you've given up. You've given up. I said, what you're doing, you already know he not for you. You know that. You know too much. I'm not gonna even, I said, you don't want me to be a real girlfriend of you. What you want me to do is just kind of agree with you. And you thought you was going to roll up on a black woman that was going to jump in and be like, oh, yeah, these men, and girl, it's hard out here. No. See, you don't know you're a queen. I'm like, you practicing EFA. I said, you know there's rituals for this, right? You can break your tie with that formula. I said, girl, what's going on? And I said, and the other thing, you're not even listening. You asking me how you can start a business and all this stuff. I said, I can't even halfway tell you because you keep cutting me off. You know everything. You know everything. Can't nobody tell you anything. I said, here it is. I could tell you how to, you know, automate your business, take your spiritual gifts, make them work for you. But she talk. Oh, no. I know about this, and I know about that, and I studied this, and I studied that. And I'm like, you're not even listening to anything. I'm like, you need to center. I already know when I'm dealing, and she had a Leo rising, so I was like, oh Lord, that go team too much. But they so truthful, they're honest, you know what I mean? And I rock with them to the day I die. Leo spirits, they're abundant. They gonna keep it real, but they do a lot. They don't know how to channel their energy. And she was already sitting on the cusp late September. I was like, oh goodness. I was trying to tell her, you know, it's that inner struggle. And she already knew what I was talking about. But I told her, I said, what you doing right here, you're delaying yourself. You're just running around in circles. You're not fooling anybody. you know you've given up. So this is what I want to tell you guys out here. Stop with these timeline posts and stuff like that and talk about, you know, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship and all this stuff. All of your behavior is showing that you're afraid anyway. And so if you're over the age of 30 and you still got all these issues and you're not even attractive on the inside or outside, it's likely it will not happen for you. This is just the real deal. No one wants to admit, you know, that finding love isn't going to happen for everybody. It's not going to happen for everybody. So some people, and this is really the majority of the population. The majority of the population has already, and the black population has already been programmed so serious where they not even going to wake up and understand black love, understand themselves. They're going to be in some ideology that keeps them scared, you know, some religion, some thought process. So it's not going to happen for them. They're usually going to, you know, stay in their own pattern. But for the other people, it's going to be a struggle because you don't know whether you've given up. You don't know whether you just want to be honest or not. You're not really sure. But I'm telling you, what is going on is that you've given up. The relationship choices you're making, the niggas you choose to fuck with, the stuff you putting up with, you've given up. So don't come over here on your timeline, somebody black king this, punches that. You're a liar. You actually have given up. Look at yourself right now. Look at your body. You've given up. I know you have. So I'm telling you, I have solutions. And I was just talking to Chief Montana recently, and he was talking about love rituals people could do. And I'm like, wait a minute, love rituals? He was like, yeah, it's a love ritual you can do. You get, you know, he was talking about certain types of eggs you can get. And I'm like, whoa, ho. You mean it's a ritual women can do? He said, yes, what this ritual will do, it will attract a lover. It will attract 4 lovers. It will attract one exactly like you. It'll attract one a little bit under you. It'll attract one that's really bad for you. And it'll attract one that's a lot higher than you. Okay. And I was like, oh my goodness. I said, so this will work for anybody. He said, yeah, if they do the ritual. See, this is for that population of y'all that's fat, ugly, bitter. I'm telling you, if you are unattractive and unlucky, it's still stuff you can do in the spirit realm with African spiritual practices and systems that'll like give you solutions, because that's just what it's here to do. But y'all so goddamn programmed. When we even give you the rituals, I've heard of people he's worked with, they be too scared to do the ritual, too scared to talk to their ancestors. Look how silly you sound. You don't want to talk to your grandma. You don't want your grandma, your granddaddy, your former loved one that's passed on to give you instructions. How silly you sound. That's a solution, and it works. It works the same thing for divorce rituals. It's all types of rituals. But our spirit connection has been broken for the motherland. That's just what it is. So some people want to sit up here and act like talking to ancestors is evil. And, oh, Lord, okay, talking to your grandma is evil. Okay, you can ask white people for permission to practice your own shit. And that's your business. But what are you going to say 5 years later, 10 years later? You already 32 right now, 33 right now, 25 right now. Your mind's already fucked. What you gonna say when it's 10 years down the line and it ain't happened for you? You ain't attract better men. What you're not gonna do. Oh Lord, I get so upset at this. You are not gonna blame black men. That's what you're not gonna do. It's so many quality black men out here. You don't have the goods, the wherewithal, the energy to even attract them. So that's number one. And then you wearing these silly ass wigs and weaves, looking stupid as all hell. Can't nobody tell you to take them off. You're going to spend your hard-earned money and look dumb. You're going to have a bad body. You're going to have a bad attitude, because the life you have is going to be dictated about what you look like. And how you look is how you feel. So if you look like trash and cheap, solid gold, sold gold weaves with yaki and straws, like what is this tight weave, curly weave that you just are determined to look like a homeless woman on Skid Row? Why we do that? And we wonder why the accomplished entrepreneur, black, brilliant intellectual ain't checking for us. I'm just trying to see what you're going to say 10 years from now, because they're not ever going to check for you. They're not ever going to be attracted to women with bad bodies, built like damn Buicks. Shout out to Justin J. Bodies built like Buicks. And tell my, oh girl, Miss, you got somebody that likes heavy set women that likes full figure? I don't. No, I don't. Not in my database. You may want to go to Porkers or something like that. Because there's people that have fetishes and that want to, bottom dwell and get their smutty sex on, that will, like that type of body, that's attracted to sickness and death. So for those of you that are still rocking, and it's only 10% of you for real, where love is likely to happen. And then it's 5% of you that's going to nail it and get the greatest love of all, where you're standing at the end of the aisle and he break down, and that's your friend, and you his best friend, he your best friend, you know, and you actually find the partner you were created for. You really bring your ancestors into that experience, and you get on with empire building and nation building. And then it's you know, the basic black people that just do the right thing and keep a positive attitude. You ain't got to be all genius and stuff. Even if you're just a positive basic chick and just keep a good attitude and you work out and you look nice, you can have happily ever after too. I mean, you really can. But I'm talking to the people that are really playing. You acting like a victim, you acting like, oh, these men and all this stuff. I'm just asking you, what is your excuse gonna be 5 years from now? Because you will be single 5 years from now. That's the point of this video. I'm telling you now, you're gonna be single 5 years from now. You're over 35 and your mind is still screwed, you will be single 5 years from now. And for y'all Pisces, oh, I'm talking specifically to Pisces that just gonna stay with relationships knowing they toxic and being too passive to speak up and say something. Y'all the worst ones for it. Y'all let people run all over you all day. Same with Scorpios. Y'all stay in the most toxic relationships that ain't worth a hill of beans, and y'all just want to stay and just long suffer because you like to live in the darkness and prove that you can heal somebody. Okay, so that's just particular for y'all water signs. Y'all like to hold on, and the Cancer just gonna not say anything and be manipulated. On your shadow side, I'm not saying this is for all of them. I'm saying when you're in your negative space, these are your negative attributes, and this is how it shows up in your love life. So for this know-it-all cusper who was definitely struggling but brilliant as hell, I was like, sis, I broke it down so clean to her. We hugged up. We had a good hug afterwards, and I gave her a $10 tip because she needed to know. I told her, this is the turning point right here. And she was telling me, she said, you know what, spirit works through strangers. Ooh. I was like, this woman, no. See, spirit works through strangers even more than your own people around you a lot of times. That's when it's really synchronicity and divine things and happiness around you. When you meeting the random person and get messages, when they say something, you pay attention. She said, I know this is spirit because spirit really works through strangers. And I know that for myself. I know that for myself. So it was already confirmation of spirit for her. So it was number love when I ripped her ass a new one in that car. I said, you can't even use the word queen on yourself for the next 6 months. You don't deserve to use it. Take that out of your vocabulary until you get yourself together. You don't even get to use the word queen. And you talk about, you know, these men. You don't get to use the word queen. These men, no, they're kings. You don't know that they're kings because you're not a queen yet. And that's why you're saying these men. Got dusty hotep residue on you, and you attracting dusty hotep fools that's taking advantage of you. But you know everything. Stop it. So get your excuse together because you're going to need one. Okay, for those of you over 35 and up to 30, all that stuff, you're out of time. You're out of time. I can tell you some rituals you can do, you know, but what we know is the same thing with holistic healing. People try to half do shit. People naturally, when you don't have discipline, you're going to look for shortcuts. So even if, and when, because we're going to really lay this out. You know, we already had a group set up, the Ancestral Way. You know, it's a masterclass and study group where you can really learn the Ancestral Way with love and marriage and divorce, all of this stuff with gay issues. Where does that come from? What is that? You know, I mean, it's like we can go back to our source and figure it out. But I'm telling you, there's a huge population of you where we have to be honest. Go ahead and make up your mind. This is what you do. When you hear this, because you know it's you. You know it's you. Whoever this applies to, you know it's you. So stop wasting everybody's time. You're not going to waste my time because I can smell that you've given up. I can already look at you, right? You know, those of you that still taking headshots in the dark and shit and having hair all over your eyes and all that kind of crazy shit. When you're in a crazy dark space like that, don't even expect a decent average man to look at you. Just stop. Stop. But if you are like that, and you want to practice your root in your African spiritual systems, girl, you better do it. Because I know your ass don't want to go to the gym. You don't have no game. You socially awkward as fuck. You don't know how to talk to the opposite sex. So what I would do, if it were me, Because this is real for a lot of you. And I still wanted love. And I know I'm just fucked up. And I'm like, you know what, Art knows what she talking about. I know I'm socially awkward. And ain't nobody check for me. Yes, I'm ugly. Yes, I ain't got it. You better go to a doggone shaman. You better go to the chief. You better go to the root workers. And you better get these rituals. Because we done made it real easy for you. I'm putting up a group. It's already up. We can study this thing. You can do a ritual. 4 men will show up. Poop, just like that. When he told me that, I said, say no more. But y'all want to play. It's up to you. I don't care whether you do it or not. I'm just telling you, a lot of you, it's a bigger majority and a bigger part of the population that will never find it. More than you like to admit. You know this is true. It's only about 10% that are really going to nail it and nail it big. I'm only talking to 10% anyway. And then the 5% that come around, 5% to meet those top 5% is really not hard now with technology. So we've actually been able to narrow it down with these specific temperaments, the personality type, all of the indicators that tell us this is a black brilliant individual, this is a brilliant black male, this is a brilliant black entrepreneur, black woman, this is a queen, this is a king, because there's actual requirements for that. You don't get to just say that, okay? So yeah, with technology and with spirit and with having just the real knowledge to be able to filter candidates properly, this is a gift for us. This ain't playing. This is not a game for us. We're able to zero in on the right people. So it's easy to see who doesn't fall in that, you know, that number. It's very easy. It's extremely easy. It's extremely easy. You know, you have lying problems, you want to be bipolar, you know, you're a 40-year-old teenager, you still don't know how to go out and enjoy yourself without somebody, and you just weird all the way around. I mean, this has happened to a lot of you. You never learn how to be social. You never learn interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills. That's a level of intelligence, which is 8 types of intelligence. Interpersonal skills is the intelligence with other people. Intrapersonal skills is the intelligence in knowing of yourself. Okay, but a lot of us in the school system, we've been taught math and English, literature, those types of intelligence. But as far as spatial intelligence, you know, even musical intelligence, and like I said, the intrapersonal intelligence, they do not teach you that. So you done went all of those years to get them degrees, and then when we had nice singles events, you show up with a terrible outfit on, bad makeup, bad hair, crazy weaves, all of that, and you talking about these men. Girl, stop. I'm not even getting hype about it. I'm not. I'm really not. Like, because this is just a, let's just be honest. I saw a girl post something in a group the other day, and some of these, you know, these black love groups and relationship groups is just absolute garbage and trash. If you ever want to feel better about your life and see the worst people, you know, go to them groups. It is just filth and trash. People that ain't never got attention. Women that's got bad bodies, that have no clue, want any attention. That's where they are in them groups. And I saw a lady post, you know, I'm thinking about giving up in love, you know, what should I do? Should I go or should I stay? I said, you should go. I comment, you should go and save others from your toxicity. And and I respect, and I put hashtag salute, I respect that, because you do need to decide not to. But what you can do, you still have a great life. Check it out. You can still have a great life. You can get a real nice women's group or something like that. You know, don't get around the happily married black women's group, which they won't really have you in anyway if you're toxic. But you can find you a little travel group, get you a really good dildo, you know, learn how to pleasure yourself. You know, it's a lot of things you can do when you know you don't want to do ritual to find your mate. You don't want to include the ancestors to find your mate. You want to still see, you know, see your chances for being at the mega church and, you know, look for the little moist ministers and download dudes and pews with you. That's fine. If you want to try your hand at that, that's cool too. But I'm just saying, for a lot of you, that's going to be the case. Okay, you done got all these degrees, but still don't know when a man is moist. You don't know what a revolutionary looks like and blah, blah, blah. I only work with revolutionaries, and I'm heavy, 5 to 1. I will say it again, I'm heavy. I need more wives than I need husbands. Because y'all acting like y'all got it together, but that's a lie. When I say, hey, I got this man and he this, y'all be like, ooh, shit, girl, I need to go to the gym. Girl, I ain't got my life together. I'm crazy in the head, girl. You know you crazy in the head. So that's the thing. So let's just keep it real today, okay? I love y'all so much. You know, we got the Ancestral Way masterclass and study group to teach you these rituals. If you didn't just got married, you know, if you got a divorce, if you want to release these former lovers and untether these people from your spirit, yeah, it's time to really do that. We can do all of that. Okay, if you want to learn more about it, if you're too scared, if white mass, if you need to get permission from your pork chop eating pastor, you know, to find out about your African history, that's fine. All right, but this is what we about to do. The women, it's a lot of women that have waken up, and I love them. They know what time it is. They like, I'm getting my body together. I got my lime water there. And this is ginger. I love ginger. But yeah, a lot of you guys are just gonna lie, and I'm gonna jump off. I know it's gonna get loud in a second, but hey, you know, we just gonna time out on all the lies. We're gonna be honest, okay? And just say you've given up. If you don't know the possibility of love exists for you, if you don't feel like you'll ever see black men, you know, if you're scared of black men and all that shit, save it. Save it, because actually it's likely that you'll never meet a good one anyway. So it's no problem. That's what I'm telling you. It's not a problem. Don't worry about any of this stuff. Stay focused on getting your bad weaves and paying your hard-earned money for it, and stay bitter. I'm just trying to save you some trouble so you won't be going around in circles trying to wonder why it hasn't happened. No, I'm telling you it's not going to happen. And you just need to decide that it's not, and decide that you've given up, because you know you have, based on your choices, based on the way you take care of yourself, and based on how you look. Okay? So, that's all I got. We will talk to you guys later. Mwah.